Hello, everybody. This is Pauline, and this is Mindful Meditation. I'm so glad to see you all here joining us. As you can tell, I am working from home. Actually, I'm not working. I'm off today, but I still wanted to join the meditation. So, in case you're wondering what the casual dress code is about today, so today is the very first day of spring, and it's also the International Day of Happiness, which is so awesome. Like, what a great thing to celebrate, and what a great thing to focus on. And so that's why I asked the question, like, what is one thing, maybe there's more than one thing, you can do or that you do on a regular basis to lift your mood? And I'd say, if you haven't already, make a list for yourself and make sure you regularly plug those activities into your day. So I think I wrote this in one of the emails, but I'm not even sure anymore. I was on retreat for a whole week, and I probably have already spoken more just now with you all than I did in that whole week. So it was mostly in silence. The first 5 days I was by myself, and then I joined a guided retreat. The first 5 days were in Sedona. And if you have never been there, I'd say, what are you waiting for? It's like a little heaven on earth. And the last 2.5 days were in Tucson in a retreat center. And based on my own experiences there, the topic that came up for me that I just wanted to discuss really briefly, because it's really all about meditating here and not about me talking a lot, is to be not attached. And a quote that I'd like to read is from a Greek Stoic philosopher, Epictetus. And he was born a slave, actually, in the 1st century, and then became like a really sought-after philosopher. And one of the things he says, I think, is such an awesome reminder, especially for those of us on a spiritual path, or those of us that really want to improve ourselves, really, or in our life. He says, men, and this is also women, that's just how they talked at the time, are disturbed not by the things that happen, but by their opinion of the things that happen. So people are disturbed not by the things that happen, but by their opinion of the things that happen. And if you are involved in yoga philosophy at all, basically the same thing is being said there. To not be attached to conveniences, comforts, etc. We can still have them, if we can have them, but to not be a slave, basically, of our preferences. And so I'm going to give you a super simple example so you understand what I'm talking about. So this morning I was meditating, and after a whole week in Sedona and in a retreat center, I had really gotten accustomed to my really comfy, quiet space, just birds in the background. And I'm sitting in my own bedroom. I like to meditate in my bedroom. And I had the door open because it was a nice temperature. And I am living a little close to the freeway, which didn't used to be a problem when it was 2 lanes each way, but now it's about 6 lanes because Phoenix just keeps expanding. And a road that was behind me, south of me, was just like a regular busy road, and now that also turned into freeway. And to connect all those, they needed an overpass, so the sound travels. So I'm sitting in my chair, and I'm like trying to reproduce the peacefulness of the meditation retreat, and I'm hearing the freeway, and I'm like, gosh darn it, this darn freeway. And then I started thinking about that, because here I've just been like working on all kinds of spiritual concepts this past week, and I thought, is it the decibels of the sound? Like, what is bothering me right now? And I thought, I don't like cars. I don't like a freeway. It's pollution, and it's noise, and it's stressful, and, people cut each other off, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, okay, what if it were the creek? Like Oak Creek is like a creek in Sedona, and right now it's a very full creek from all the snow melt. And that creek is probably much louder than the freeway. But a creek, it's nice, it's peaceful, and I like creeks, and I like water moving. But ultimately, it's just a noise, it's the noise of a creek versus the noise of a freeway. And I said to myself, can I sit here in peace with just the sound of the freeway and letting go of all my negativity about what a freeway represents? I mean, I could go as far as saying Thank God there's a freeway close to home, so the 35 miles I have to drive every day is quicker than if it was all surface streets. And eventually I chose to still close the door because I had that option. But that's really what I mean. Because I could have created a really miserable meditation, listening to traffic, that I'd be bothered by it. But I could also see it as a neutral, like sound. There's a sound. And then I have another choice, and that is I can close this door, and then I don't hear that sound. So that's really what I mean. Like if we're really attached to having things just a certain way, the way we need them, then we really become like, that can actually be a very stressful way to be. So if you can easily change something, like I was sitting at the meditation and at some point my neck was really hurting at the retreat, and it was just the way the chairs were shaped, I was leaning back a little bit. Well, then I can adjust my posture, or I can sit there and suffer through, but I didn't feel like doing that. But I don't have to make a whole story about it, like, oh my God, I just need a better chair. I'm going to bring my own chair in, or, whatever. So just basically seeing these circumstances more as neutral. And if I can change it, I change it. But not really being upset about stuff like that. And this could be a coworker that is really annoying. Can we see it more as neutral and not like just wanting this coworker to change? Or, if we have the opportunity, maybe we can sit somewhere else. And like right now, this is hilarious. I have landscapers in my neighborhood, and they're choosing this moment to do my yard. So if you hear noise right now, let's say a blessing to the people that are cutting my grass right now. I love it when this happens. So we're going to meditate to the sound of the... can you actually hear it? I'm wondering. It's pretty noisy. So we're going to meditate with the sound of people just doing a really great service for my yard. So if you like, stretch out for a bit. Maybe reach out your arms. If you want to stand for a second, do that. Reaching arms overhead, maybe stretch them out sideways, kind of like wings, and then stretching them back so you can feel your chest. And then keeping your left hand down, placing your right hand over your head, and really lightly allow your right ear to move to your right shoulder. And then change sides. So right arm comes down, left hand over your head, and then slowly bring your left ear to your left shoulders. Good. And then lift your head back up and shake your hands, shake your arms. And find a comfortable seat. And drop your shoulders and place your hands on your lap in whatever way is comfortable for you. And so my invitation for you during this meditation is to accept whatever arises, within limits, of course, If you're like totally miserable, change your position. If it's really noisy around you, see if you can maybe ask your coworkers to be quieter or whatever, But just other than that, don't strive for a particular experience. Don't strive for the perfect moment of Zen. Simply show up and simply experience what there is to experience. Let's start with 3 calm breaths. In through the nose, long, calm breath, barely audible. And then breathing out either through the mouth or through the nose. Repeat it in your own pace until you do 3 of them. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is box breathing. I'm going to count my breaths 5 seconds in, 5 seconds hold, 5 seconds out, 5 seconds hold. If that pace works for you, just breathe along with me. Otherwise, just find your own pace. And this is a strategy to calm the nervous system, just through the act of breathing in that particular pattern. So I will count. Start with an out breath. And then breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do 2 more in your own pace. When that's complete, just allow your breath to resume its natural pace. And simply notice what the breath feels like right now. There's no such thing as a perfect breath or the right meditation breath. Simply bring awareness to what your normal, natural breathing pace is. And notice how it can change from moment to moment. Might be that you're breathing very regularly and all of a sudden you just have a deeper inhale or a longer exhale, or perhaps just a longer pause between an exhale and an inhale. Perhaps your breath is deeper automatically, perhaps it's pretty shallow, which is completely normal because we're sitting still and we really don't need to use a ton of oxygen. In fact, sitting in quiet meditation is at some level more restful to our physiology than sleep. So simply notice your breath. Just notice the quality, length of the in-breath. Pause between in-breath and out-breath. Length and quality of the out-breath. And any possible pause between out-breath and in-breath. It's so simple, really. The mind really likes to make things complicated because it's a little bit more entertaining that way. So see if you can stay with just the simplicity of the sensations of your natural breathing, your effortless breathing. If you find the mind wandering off, just bring it back to the sensations of breathing. We actually call that a choice point. When we notice that we've wandered off, we have a choice to bring it back. And it's really that awareness of where the mind is going and that the mind has left. That is actually a win during meditation practice. If you have a mantra, like a word or a phrase that you repeat during meditation, you can introduce that now along with the breath. Or you can choose to use the mantra hum on the in-breath and saw on the out-breath. If that sounds a little too hokey for your liking, you can also say in on the in-breath and out on the out-breath. And the purpose of that is just to help focus the awareness, to help anchor our awareness in the present moment. Noticing the breath and making it a little easier by attaching a mantra to the breath. And when I use a mantra, the mantra Hamsa, I like to kind of stretch it out. So during the whole in-breath, I kind of mentally hum, hum. And during the whole out-breath, sa. And you can do the same with the word in and out. Body staying relaxed. Spine lengthened gently. Focusing on the sensations of the natural breath. And possibly using the mantra. Accepting whatever your experience is during today's meditation. If you find your mind racing all over the place, that's okay. You just have a busy mind today. If you find a part of your body being a bit uncomfortable, see if you can ease that up by moving a little, mindfully changing position. And otherwise, see if you can simply accept that there's an area of discomfort. Just stay with it for another minute or two. I'm keeping track of the time. Allowing the awareness to be soft and very easy and light. No straining. And now gradually let that awareness to the breath and the mantra fade. And simply sit. Just noticing whatever comes to mind, whether it's sounds, thoughts, sensations. Just allowing whatever experience to come to you. And then feeling whatever has changed in you. Perhaps your mind is a little calmer. Perhaps you feel a sense of ease or peace in your body. Perhaps a little more love or joy in your heart. Just imagine what that might look like. Have an image and just imagine radiating that to someone or a group, or in general to everybody on earth, radiating that out from you. Not trying, not working at it. Just be like the sun, and the sun just can't help itself. It just sends rays of light. So be like that. Just allowing peace or ease or joy just to effortlessly radiating out from you. And you might imagine it just enveloping a person or a group. Just easy radiating out from you and affecting them. Whoever is open to receive that, allow them to absorb it. It's not going to diminish your peace. You're just freely sharing your abundance. When that feels complete, rub your hands together until they feel nice and warm. And either place them over your eyes or place them over your heart. Today I'm placing them over my heart. Feeling the warmth of your hands, the energy penetrating the chest or your eyes. If you cover your eyes, maybe blink a little bit and look up and down and side to side. With your gaze down, allow your eyes to open. Think of one thing where you might practice a little non-attachment during today. See what that's like. If you can't come up with anything because you're already there, think of maybe doing one of the things that make you a little happier today. Could be both, actually. And then place your hands together at your chest, mentally or truly, depending on where you're at and what you're comfortable with. And just bowing your head to yourself. Gratitude and honoring yourself for showing up and honoring each other. Thank you all for showing up to meditation. I wish you an awesome day of happiness, and may every day be a day of happiness, really. And we'll see each other again in about 2 weeks. Thank you for coming. Namaste. You're very welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody.